Get down. Get down. I don't like you on the table. Get down. I can't see so. Okay, this time there's actually a picture. How does this stuff work? Welcome to live chat. Privacy. Okay. Light share. Hi. I'm gonna come right back. I was just gonna feed the cats. And I do see that there's two people, but the cats are bothering me, so let me go give them some food real quick. Stay down. Come here. Come here. Mama give you some more kitty food. You guys are bothering me too much. I guess I should have fed you early. Oh, you got straw all over the place. Get it out. Here, I'll leave this here. All right. Okay, so I know you didn't see me do. Oh, yuck. Yeah, the cats have been lovely presents. Let me get this thing off the floor in front of my chair. And I'm aware that I'm going to be really in the sun, but that's supposed to be good with cameras. And I think you can see me. Yes, because it looks, I can hardly see the camera, but it looks like you should be able to see me. And then, okay, don't do any of that. So there's one person here. All right. And it's 9:30. Okay. Well, hi, whoever's here. Hopefully, at least I have a picture this time, a picture of me sitting outside this time. There's a fly. Hi, Kenneth. I can't tell which Kenneth, but welcome. So, it's a test of how to do this live stuff and see if I can do a better job. I saw myself, I've been very frustrated this week. I saw myself in the mirror this morning, and I do not think that I look good this morning or anything else, but I've been sick. I've been frustrated because I've been over a month without a car. Hi, welcome, whoever's there. I don't see a list of who's here. Well, thank you, whoever's saying that about me looking fine. So, I don't really have much planned, just I don't want to go beyond a half hour because I think that's long for anybody. And I'm sitting outside. There's probably some sounds. I'm not sure how the microphone is. I'm using just the phone. I brought out the new camera that Danny sent me to show off. So Danny sent me this little camera. It's called a DJI Pocket. And I did finally get, so that's the case that protects it. I did finally get the SD card for it, but I haven't figured out how to activate it yet. I know this button turns it on, and then it does all that funny things. And then the screen came up and asked me if I wanted it to be English. And then you probably can't see the screen, but it's a touch screen thing. And it says device not activated. I haven't figured out how to use it yet, but I did just recently, in the last couple of days, just put the SD card in it so that it will work now when I get a chance. This should make some fun walking around the property videos and things like that. I hope. I wasn't thinking about having a camera because I never wanted to be a photographer. And I won't go into all of that. It would probably annoy you all. Um, but um, but it should help. And I got a uh, hi from South Florida. How are you? Kenneth and Isis, thank you for joining me this morning. So you've seen the new camera that eventually I will get to play with and figure out. Um, so I had a phone call earlier this morning and was rather frustrated um, with myself before that, and, because I've been without a car for over a month. This has, this feels hard. And yet I'm so grateful that I have the studio and the property and I'm in a safe place. And I'm glad that when the car did break down, that it was close to here so I can be in a safe location while all of this is developing. Um, so, like I said, I didn't really prepare a lot of stuff to talk about because I just wanted to make sure that I could actually do a better job. So if you have a question, I'd love to answer a question for you. Oh, wow. 3 generations. Hi. You've been without a car for over a year. Wow. Yeah. I have been there before. And then I moved myself to New York City because it's a city where you don't need a car. And that was a thing I was going to continue to do. At one point, I wanted to not have a reliant on some foreign country's gasoline, car. Um, and I thought about doing bicycle travel. I did do a lot of what would you call it? Location independent travel, budget travel, full-time, perpetual traveling. I did a lot of that. And kind of came to the Bob Wells community in 2011 when I was wanting to make some changes. Okay, so these, I don't know how to keep this, some of this stuff, I don't know how to keep it up. Oh, okay. Maybe I can do that and I can see what you're saying. So, yeah, or not. Top chat, well, no, hide all. I have seen couples doing this live stuff with the chat and them being able to read the comments and answer questions and do things, keep cameras rolling, and trying to figure it out alone is interesting. No, that's fine. Gave your Jeep to your daughter when her have transportation through insurance, but I must get to appointments. Yeah. I luckily I haven't got any appointments scheduled. Although that reminds me, I need to make a note to check. I need to find out about the referral the doctor's supposed to be making to the neurologist. I when I was in Yuma a couple of years ago, I was pretty sick, and I had trouble with something. My face had fallen. We weren't sure what was wrong with me. And I went to a doctor in Yuma and they sent me to, well, I actually was in the hospital for 5 days, and they sent me to a neurologist. And the neurologist still believes that I have suspected MS. And so they finally have referred me to somebody down in Phoenix at because I think that I have a form of ataxia, but the jury's out on that, but I have no appointments. It's hard when you have appointments and you don't have a car. Thankfully, gratefully, one of my neighbors called me the other day and asked if they could come for coffee. And then they got here and all they could talk about was how they needed to go to town and get gas. And finally they said, "Don't you want to go to town?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, if you're offering." I wasn't going to ask you. But so I did get to go to town. And that's partly why I was sick, because I don't want this to get political, but I did get the second half of my COVID shot, and I got very sick behind that. 2 days, really. Ugh. So it's over now, but that was hard. And having that on top of learning that um, they found the leak, so we were able to check on my car while we were gone. And when we checked on the car, they were able to determine where the leak was and do the repair to where the transmission fluid was leaking from. But I'm still not confident in the car being okay to use. And we have been discussing what is best for me on my low income budget and everything. Hi, welcome whoever new came in. I don't see how to pull up names of who's showing up. Anyway, so I'm really grateful that the mechanics are people I've known for 10 years, and they've been able to advise me that they think under the circumstances, for the kind of lifestyle I have and the way that I take care of my vehicles, which is really good, because I tend to, if a problem comes up, I tend to want to fix it, stop using it until I get it fixed. And so, yes. And so these mechanics in the local area have suggested that it would probably be more practical for me where my studio and property is, and for my lifestyle of, when in the winter, sometimes going and teaching people how to live in their vehicles, that they think I would be better off if I could get a full-size pickup truck. There is one coming available soon through a local tow company that's also friends. And they believe that it only needs a battery and a tune-up. And so the mechanics have suggested that I sell the car and that I advertise it right away. Of course, they said advertise it on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm not on Facebook. FYI, I am only on YouTube and email at this time in life. So, hi, welcome, whoever, it's the fifth person that came in. I think Little Bit Hero is wanting to come visit. So let's see. Ooh, did you burp? I'm gonna put her up on camera. There you go, you can see her. See, this is the youngest of the kittens, the smaller one. And I can't see the screen very well, but I can see that her face is up in there. So she's, the cats are mousers. They're working cats. The tree behind me is actually a tree house for them. They have ramps and an actual tree house to sleep in, and baskets to lounge around in. And, I figure if I keep them happy, I'm allergic to cats, but I need them to work for me. So they also know that if I am having a cup of coffee, that if I invite them up to my lap, they can come up and sit with me. And that way I've kept them enough friendly that if I need to do something for them, like medical wise or something, that I can tend to them. So they can be caught. They're not so feral that I can't get a hold of them. Yeah, I don't, does anybody, hi, sixth person, yay, welcome. Any extra questions that you guys might have? Because like I said, I didn't really prepare. I wanted to just make sure I could do this. And I'm willing to talk to you. How I help? I'm computer literate. I watched them for years. Wow, that's 3 generations. 3 generations. That is a tough thing for me to respond to. Hawa is a lovely organization. Their goals are lovely. I don't. I I am not a part of their Patreon and other paid for information, so I do not keep up with what they're doing. Um, they have an application process on their website, and even someone normally you can often, maybe I should say often instead of normally, um, you can get someone at the library to help you to get on into something that's an application thing, and a person at the library most likely would be able to help you get that application uh, filled out, processed, or at least printed, and you could fill it out and you could mail it in. um, I believe that that's one of the options, but I am not an active part of HAWA at this point in time. They, the gift that they gave me was very helpful for the short time that I had it. Um, so it's hard for me to say. It is an application process, and you're welcome to apply, but I can't even help push something through. Um, I will say that sometimes the things that people give us, this is not a statement about Hawa, please understand that. But sometimes the things that people give us don't always help us. And we wish they helped us. And we have good intentions for them to be helpful. And even when I try to help other people, sometimes what I think somebody needs isn't what they really need. And so that's a it's an interesting, sticky, strange situation. So I think if you want Howa's help, apply, find a way to get help to get the application filled out and get it into them, and then you just have to wait on the process to find out what's going to happen. Um, uh, I was trying to think. Somebody gave me something recently, and it wasn't. Oh, the chickens. Oh, let's talk about the chickens for a minute. So I thought I was going to have healthier food because of this whole um, suspected MS thing, probably ataxia, uh, uh, autoimmune disease thing that I may have. Um, I have had a lot of trouble with my diet and my and food allergies or things of that nature. So I was trying to further clean up my diet and possibly have even better fresh eggs where I could control what the animals, what the chickens were eating. So I went ahead and built a chicken, well, because somebody was going to give me free hens. I was like, let me hurry up and build a hen house and get a chicken coop pulled together. And I did it. And I put that stuff out. And then the chickens came here. And I only had them a week because they were what I now understand are Egyptian Faymau chickens. They're one of the most wild chicken breeds that there are in the United States. I didn't know that. All I knew was somebody was giving me 5 free hens and I was supposed to get eggs. Okay, they only lay 100 and some odd eggs a year. A good laying hen should lay 320 a year or something like that. They would not go inside the hen house. They roosted in the trees, and then once they got brave, they went from the tree where the chicken coop was to the other tree to the roof of the house. Then they were flying at the windows with their claws out, and um, all I could see was that they were going to ruin my house. And I was like, there is no way, after all the work I've done to make this studio tiny house, oh no, 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 they are not ruining my house. So I called a local woman who um, she is the coffee roaster at the Witchwell Farmers Market. Her name's Liz, and I asked her if they have a farm and a bunch of kids, and I donated them to their farm, and so they're in a big chicken coop with a lot of other hens, and I cleaned up the whole hen house idea and put that on hold. Never was my idea to get chickens at this point in time. My thought was once the changes came up in our world in 2020, um, I realized that I have a very remote, lovely area where me and a few of my close, trusted, carefully chosen friends could weather an apocalyptic style storm if it was necessary, if I would just do a little bit of work. So I decided early in March, I think it was, of 2020, to go ahead and build some infrastructure here that would allow that to happen. Part of that infrastructure would have included a hen house in case we needed to raise chickens as well. But the bigger thing was to have, you know, plenty of water and some garden beds and a greenhouse so that we could grow some vegetables and that a few of us could survive here if that was necessary. Um, Beyond that, I didn't really have much plan. Um, I have had a few new neighbors, well, a lot of new neighbors in this general area. A lot of people have left. Um, Thank you. A lot of people have left California and those more westerly states and have come toward Arizona because of what has happened. And so the Witchwell is a big area. St. John's is the actual city and county seat, and it's a large area of land. It's a very big county, Apache County. And so the Witchwell area is very large as well, a lot of acreage. And so we have a lot more people in this area than we ever had before. And I've been here at this property off and on for 10 years. And I haven't owned my part that long. Um, but it's been, yeah, it's been a thing to have more people here. And then recently I had someone buy the lot right to my north, and over this summer they bought a 40-acre lot in front of me. I have 10 acres. The person who sold me my land split his 20 in two. So there's a 40 in front of me. I have a 10. This other person I know has a 10, and then there's another 20-acre down there. Anyway, the person that bought the 40 in front of me this summer decided that they no longer wanted the county road to cross the corner of their 40 acres. And so that brought up a new project for me because legally in Arizona we have property easements. And so for people to get to their property, you can legally use the easements as roadways, or you can make roads in the easements to get to other pieces of property. That's a very simplified version of how it works. And so when this person decided that they no longer wanted this road to cross their property, legally, I think they are required to just provide the same kind of access that the person had to their property prior to them deciding it's got to be on the easement. Well, so they if they block a little piece of the road, then they need to provide that there's no trees in the way